In the last segment, I was talking about the ownership. And if you want one thing that can help you with this, it's what we're going to talk about in this podcast. Okay? It's about preparation. And I mean preparation, once again, on both sides here. So it's planning what's going to happen. You see, if you've got in your mind the outcome of how you want it to turn out, so what do I mean by that? If you have in your mind, I want them to feel this way about it, I want them to really take ownership for their motivation out of it and be inspired to go somewhere. If I want them to feel that as a result of this, I'm approachable, I'm somebody there who's going to support them, who they can turn to if there's a problem. Any of those things, if you've got that in your mind, then you've got an outcome to go to. All right, if you don't have that outcome in mind, then as you're going through the performance review, then what do which way are you actually steering, and how do you know that you've wandered off course a little bit? All right, so get it clear of what you want to achieve out of your mind, and then get the questions down that you want to ask. Come up with some really good questions that help really make this system work well for you. So what type of questions do I mean by that? Okay, let's take some examples here. What do we mean by the right questions? So you're discussing something with the person. They've agreed to something. How do you want me to measure your progress on that? How are we going to measure your progress? How are we going to know that you're achieving what you set out there to achieve? Now, you see, those type of questions are not confrontational. They're questions that, one, what does that do? It tells the person that we're going to measure progress, that we're not going to leave it to the end of the year to find out that you haven't achieved. And two, that there's an expectation there that this is going to be something that you and I are going to discuss over the course of the year. Okay? Another one may be, how will you know that you're being successful in this? Okay? In other words, now you're putting more of the ownership for measurement onto them. And so when they answer that question, say, and so how will you ensure with me that I know that you're doing it? Okay, so you can ask questions like that with individuals, and if you've planned these questions, they'll come out nice and smoothly. They won't be intimidating, but there'll be questions that somebody will go, oh, okay, and it'll open up the review and it'll allow discussions to take place. Don't go for questions that are going to embarrass, intimidate, make somebody feel that they're being interrogated, or any of those. So you're looking for those nice rounded questions. Also in relation to preparation is about getting them to prepare for it. So before you have the review, when you agree the date or whatever it is, do a face-to-face. It only takes a minute or two. Don't do this by email. Just face-to-face with the individual. Walk up, right, we're having your review Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Okay? This is how I've planned it out. I want to make sure that you're okay with this as well. We'll meet at 10. I'm allowing an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is. We're going to block out that time. We're going to do it in my office, your office, wherever it's going to be, in such and such a conference room. Okay? Please, this is your time. This is our time. We've got things to achieve from this. Give them the objectives that you want. A list of objectives. I want to make sure I cover this with you. I want to discuss that with you. I want to hear this from you, and so forth, so that they are prepared for it. Do as much as you can in terms of managing their expectations. Come on, we've all been where we've walked into that situation where we've not known what's going on, and one person's perception is this and the other person's perception is this, and it means that you waste the first 15 minutes finding the common ground where you're both seeing the thing from the same angle. You know that, I know that. What you're doing by a 2-minute conversation is saving 15 minutes of a performance review. That's how simple it really is. Okay? So that whole preparation time means that the time is more effective, that the outcomes are more effective, and overall going forward, then the whole review through the year becomes something that's highly effective. I hope that's helpful for you, and I'll catch you up next time.